Hey everybody, Atlas here. I'm at Anime PDX with Jay.
Hey guys.
We're going to be filming a video sharing some of our favorite moments at conventions. Alright, so I was going to surprise him and have him go first, but he already pulled that one on me. So I guess I'll go first. Alright, so first up was this last year at NewCon when I got a chance to meet Varney. She is one of my favorite voice actors from shows like Legend of Korra, favorite actors, and it just so happens that I am a fan of her show Stand Against Evil. And apparently I was the first person at this convention, and I think she said at an anime-themed convention that year, that even knew what that show was. And she was pretty excited about it. That kind of made her day. So we got, we took a moment and talked about that for a little bit. She told me a little bit about season 2, and she was just very friendly, very open. She's just the nicest person you'll ever meet. I mean, she's just a sweetie.
She seemed like it. You got a pin from her too, right? Like,
oh yeah, Stand Against Evil pin. I was the first one to recognize what it was.
He's the one who told me what that was because I had no idea. I saw the pin. I was like, "What is that?"
It's a great show. I recommend you check it out. Season 2 should be coming out sometime, I think she said this year.
Cool.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. I would have got something signed, but I don't know any of the voices she does, so. She's like Korra or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Korra.
Yeah, Korra.
And that's the only thing I even know of, and I didn't even watch it, so.
She's also impressed that I got the box set. Came out a week before con. That was a lucky break.
Alright, so for my first one, this one was really, actually pretty awesome for me because I'm very big into the voice guests who show up, like the voice actors, and I know a lot of their works and stuff like that. And one of my favorite ones, Chuck Huber, has been up here quite a few times. I missed him in 2012 AkiCon because they were kind of running things weird, and I didn't have anything to get signed, and I didn't really understand their site too well because it was all jumbled. It was like a jumbled mess, so I didn't really understand how things were working.
Sucks.
So I missed him then, and he if you guys don't know, he's Android 17 and Garlic Jr. and Emperor Pilaf from Dragon Ball, and a bunch of other characters who were awesome. But I had met him at KomoriCon 2015, I believe it was, or 2014, one of those two. I think, no, it was 2014. It was
14, because I hadn't met you.
I met him in 15, and it wasn't that year. Then actually one of my next ones is going to be from that year.
Oh, fun.
But anyway, I met him at KomoriCon 2014, and he was in the dealer's hall. And what he does is he goes into the dealer's hall during the dealer hall time, and he has a booth where he sells his wife's artwork of his characters, and he signs them for you. But if you go up with anything else, he will sign whatever you have. As long as you buy something from him, usually. Sometimes he does it if you don't buy anything, he'll do it anyway.
He wasn't going to make me do it. I just did because he's awesome.
He bought a picture from him.
His wife's artwork was really good, too.
He said you didn't have to buy one, but he did anyway, so it's really good art. You guys should, if you guys ever see him at a convention,
plus,
buy some of his
anything
art.
to help him out. I love the guy. He's great.
So, you guys might know from my older videos, I talked about a guy named Caesar, who I used to go to conventions with. If you guys have seen some of my pictures as Sora, he was the Xemnas that was with me. So, me and him went down on the last day. We didn't even realize Chuck Huber was about to leave. We got down there, and I drew a picture of Garlic Jr. the night before, because I was like, I'm going to go down there as soon as I can. So we went down there, and we started talking to him, and I gave him the picture to sign, and I'll probably flash a picture or something of it, and I'll probably do that for, like, all these. Or, well, he'll flash a picture on this one since this is his video.
Yay!
But I'll get him a picture of it. But it's a permanent marker drawing, basically, and it's pretty awesome. And but when we went to SakuraCon 2016... When he bought the picture to get stuff signed that year, we went into his line. I had one thing for him, and that was a certain magical index because I already have my Dragon Ball Z stuff signed by him. And then when we went to go see him this last time that he was up here, I mentioned the Garlic Jr. drawing. I said, hey, I met you at KomoriCon, whatever. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you were the one that was hanging out with the guy. You brought the Garlic Jr. picture, and you were with the guy with the afro, right?" Which was Caesar.
The guy with the
and
afro.
He remembered us. It was really awesome. So he remembered
cool.
Caesar, and he remembered me because of Caesar. But it's still pretty awesome. So I count it as a win for me too.
I would.
Yeah.
All right. So for my second one, I have a little story about my first costume contest. So I spent probably close to 2 years putting together a War Greymon cosplay, full armor and everything, cardboard and paper clay. It was a lot of work and still one of my favorites, but the first time I took it to a convention, it didn't go over too great. I only had it for like an hour, but I took it to NewCon 2014.
That would have been NewCon 3, I think.
Yeah, it was NewCon 3. And it was a huge it was a huge hit. I got a lot of attention on that, and that was great, but it was the first time I'd ever entered a contest, and I've got to say, it was great. I mean, the first time entering, just going up in front of the crowd, I was nervous, but once you get up there, it is so much fun. And just, I worked that one out. I spent weeks on what I was going to do, the perfect pose. I think that's still my favorite contest, and I've been in 3 now, total. I think it's probably going to stay my favorite. It was amazing.
Alright, so for my next one, it's actually kind of like a win and lose together because of how long it took. But
Okay.
it has to do with 2 voice actors, technically. But the good part is the second one. So there's David Vincent and Patrick Seitz. So I met David Vincent this was 2015 Komoricon, before it moved down here to Portland. And David Vincent was there, as well as, obviously, Patrick Seitz. Both of them are in the Hyperdimension Neptunia series, and they're both in different things in the series, but one of the games they're in together, which is actually funny enough, one of the games I'm getting signed here at Anime PDX. So
Nice.
and they're all 3 bad guys. Yeah.
Keith Silverstein's
They're
always
all
a bad
3
guy.
part of the same bad guy
Almost.
team. So it's kind of funny. It's like we're getting the team together.
That's great.
Anyway, so if you guys are, I don't know, most people don't know anything about Hyperdimension, but David Vincent in this game anyway plays a robot named Anani Death, and yeah, he's laughing because it's a gay robot. Which, because that makes sense.
It shows even in the design. Isn't he like pink or something?
Yeah, he's like a reddish pink, and it's funny.
Pink.
But anyway, I went to go meet him, and the limit is supposed to be 2 things. So I brought 2 things. I brought the anime, which he's in, and he's another character in the second game. So I only have the remake of the second game for Vita, so I brought that too. And I didn't bring the third game because I was like, well, I can only get 2 signed, so I'll just do it later. And then I get up there, and I'm like, well, I have Rebirth 3, that's V Generation. And, he's like, oh yeah, Manani Death and that one too. And I was like, yeah, no. And he's like, oh, nah, just hand it to me, I'll sign that one too. I was like, no, you don't understand. I mean, I don't have it on me, but it's in the room.
Man.
He's like, oh, you didn't bring it? And I was like,
remember
I
that
wasn't
one.
supposed to bring it. I didn't think you were going to sign 3 things. So we kind of, I had to kind of let go of that one for a minute there. I was like, I'll find him later. He also, like Chuck Huber, has a booth where he has prints of his characters. They're more like fan art, or things like put together like fan art. So, and then he just signs them. And at that convention, on a part of my vlog and then my update afterwards, I showed you guys pictures of it. But this has to do with when I got that poster. So Patrick Seitz was also doing one, and Patrick Seitz, like I said, is also in the third one. And I was like, okay, well, I'm getting this signed anyway, so whatever. I'm waiting in line for Patrick Seitz, and we're a little late. So they're like, well, everybody can go. Oh, we have to move you guys because he wants to get through everybody that he can. He's going to stay late. So, be thankful. But we're all going to go over here to the back of the dealer's hall. Well, the dealer's hall was closing in like 20 minutes. And we decided. Wait, not decided. Yeah. So we had to leave through the dealer's hall, going like from the back to the front. We didn't have to do that in a line of any kind, so we just kind of walked out on our own, and we could look around for the last like 20 minutes or whatever we wanted to. But they were like, everyone needs to get out of here soon. So I'm walking past, and who's at his booth? David Vincent. So I go up, and I'm like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I had the Hyperdimension Neptunia stuff. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, did you get your third one? I was like, yeah. Can you sign it, please? And he's like, well, I can't sign anything unless someone buys like a print. I was like, I know. I want that one.
Why not?
And it was Senketsu from he plays Senketsu, the outfit that Ryuko wears from Kill la Kill. So
the Killer Sailor uniform.
Yeah, that thing. So he signed that. That's what you guys saw the video of in those past videos. But yeah, that was really fun. He was really awesome. So that was one of my favorite memories.
Alright, so this is going to be my last one. This happened at NewCon 3. And that year, one of the guests was Dante Basco. So I didn't really get to meet him at any of the signings. I didn't have anything for him, unfortunately, but...
How do you not have a copy of Hook?
I did. I couldn't find it, and I was worried it might have been a little insensitive, because that was maybe 3 months after Robin Williams passed, and that's where I'm going with this, is, I think it was his first event since, and I'd gotten in the room before he did, in the pre-seating, and when he walked in, a couple people started it, and soon it spread through the room, people cheering, Rufio! Sure enough, he comes out, strikes the pose, starts talking about Hook, and that was fun and all, but even beyond that, he talked about it for a minute, and then he started talking a little bit about Robin Williams, and he asked for a moment of silence for his good friend, and the audience clapped, they cheered, and then just fell silent until he spoke up, and it was a very touching gesture. It was very nice, that show of solidarity among a group of people who most of us had no idea who we were even sitting next to. And it was just a nice moment to share with so many people, and with him.
Sadly, I had to miss it. I couldn't. That was the one year where I was like, everyone was telling me to go, and I didn't have a way or money or anything. And I really wanted to meet him because I idolized him as a kid.
Me too. I got to talk to him a little, but not too long.
Hook was like my shit. So
it still is. That movie's great.
Yeah. So, oh well. All right, so we're on to my last one, and this one is a little different. I don't really know how else to say it, but it's just different. I haven't seen this kind of thing happen before. So in 2012, I cosplayed Squall, which I have now given to him because I don't wear it anymore.
Yay!
Long story short, I got in the newspaper, basically. So I live in Seattle I don't live in Seattle, but I live closer to Seattle than Portland. So the conventions that I go to are Portland and Seattle, and SoccerCon is in Seattle. And this was SoccerCon 2012. And this was my first convention, so that made it even better. It was the last day, so I was Squall.
That is pretty great.
This was before what I said in my video, where I spilled soda on my shirt. But this was after I changed.
Okay, I was going to say, not that same shirt, I would guess.
No, it wasn't. This was afterwards. But we went out front. If you guys know the convention center, those of you who do go or have been to that Washington Convention Center, out front, it's kind of like some steps and then like this big long walkway, like a sidewalk. And cosplayers just hang out there all the time. And there was someone who wanted my picture, and I was like, okay, so I got the picture taken, and they introduced themselves and gave me a card and said they were from the Seattle Weekly newspaper, and that they wanted my picture for the paper because they were taking pictures of cosplayers that they really thought were awesome looking. So I was like, whoa, wait, what?
That is pretty cool.
And then, so I went home, and like a little bit later, like within the week, because it comes out every Wednesday, I think. And so we went on their online thing. It was in the physical paper too, but I wasn't able to get one because we weren't in Seattle. We don't live there, so we couldn't go get one. And I don't know anybody who would have had one. Because I don't know anybody that reads the paper.
That would have been a pretty cool clipping to keep.
I know. I wanted it for my wall. But they had 20 pictures. I think like 15 to 20 pictures, something like that. And I was one of them. And because it was on the last day, I was one of the last pictures. But they went in order from Friday to Sunday, and mine was mid-Sunday. So it wasn't going to be the first picture or something. So we were looking through them. We were like, oh, we didn't make it. We didn't actually make it. You know, maybe they took too many pictures, and they're like, oh, we're going to cut some people out. But nope. We get down to like near the end. I don't remember where. And we see my picture. And we're like, oh, that is awesome. So I downloaded it, and it's actually on my DeviantArt page and my Cosmo.com page.
Nice.
And I'll have him put a picture of it. Well, he's going to put pictures of all this stuff that we talk about anyway, if we need to have them. So, but yeah, that's probably my favorite memory ever of a convention. So it's pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I also did another video with Jay that'll be over on his channel. I'll let him explain that one.
So on my channel, which you can get to on the card, I don't know where the card is going to be in this video. I think it's like over here somewhere. So
I'm learning.
I don't know if he can do cards yet though, but at the point of when he can, it'll be up there. He's also going to put it in the description.
Yes, otherwise check below.
Yeah. But we did con horror stories on my channel, so go check that out.
Maybe a little less fun, but interesting. Alright, well, thanks for watching. This is Atlas, rolling out.
Alright, see you guys.